Hi, my name's Tracy Minoknuku, founder of Sexy Aging. Welcome to this short 15-minute mobility practice to stretch and lengthen through the lower back. I notice that as I'm getting older and I continue to exercise, my back and hip muscles get really tight. So my exercise workout now is low intensity steady state, strength training, stability training, and mobility training. And I know if I don't do the mobility training that all the rest isn't going to happen, or I could get injured, or I might just be really sore. So might I encourage you to increase the priority of your mobility training as you approach 50 and beyond, or even just start sooner, because I know the benefits of stretching and yoga. If you haven't done any yoga before, don't worry. I'm going to keep it really simple, and once again the focus is stretching through the lower back. So we're actually going to start standing. Come to the top of your mat or a space that you have. So feet underneath the hips, just hip distance apart, and we're just going to bring the hands to the front of the thighs, and we're going to bend the knees, soften the knees, draw the belly in, and roll down through the body. So your fingertips run down the front of your legs until you hang like a rag doll and like really relax, chill out here. And then you're going to roll up, bringing your fingertips up your legs. And when you get to the top, take an inhale breath, touching the trees, and then soften the knees in a little tiny back bend. And if that back bend doesn't feel good right at the beginning, don't do that. Just come straight to your mountain pose and exhale, hands to the heart. Once again, hands to the knees, rolling down, roll through the spine. Till you get to the bottom, just hang here for a moment. Take a nice deep breath. And then you're going to roll up again. You're going to take your arms over your head, soften the knees, little baby back bend. Stand up, hands to the heart. And then just come down onto your hands and knees into tabletop position. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to drop the belly. As you drop the belly, open up through the collarbone, press into the hands, and feel the integration of all the muscles down the front of your body lengthening. And then press into the hands, round through the back of the shoulders, tuck the chin, eyes to the belly button, round through the spine. I'm going to do this a few times. Now, if you do have back pain, might I suggest that you integrate this movement a couple of times a day to release the back. Just this one. Just your normal cat-cow, your everyday cat-cow. Make it every day, twice a day, 3 times a day. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale. And exhale. And just hold this one here for a moment longer. The luscious sensation of extending down into your tailbone. Bring your big toes together, stretch your hands to the top of the mat and come into my personal favourite pose, child's pose, dropping the head down towards the floor. Now, if this is quite extreme on your knees, just take your knees a little wider and keep your hips lifted. Aim to stretch out from the top of the neck right down to your tailbone, and then spread your fingers so you feel the sides and the back of your arms lengthening, and you can feel the stretch running down through the rib cage down to the top of your hips. Couple of breaths here. This is a really yummy pose to do before you jump into bed at night, especially if you notice that you still have back pain while you're lying down. Okay, take an inhale breath. Bring your right arm on top of your left, the palm on top of the back of the left palm, and then pull the right hip back so you're stretching out through your side. And then bring it over to the other side. So right hand to the floor, left hand on top, left hip draws back. And then bring the hands to the top of the mat again and just come to center to even through the spine. All right, we're coming into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, draw the knees in and push back. Start with bent knees, like really bent knees, okay? And then we're going to bend the right knee and straighten the left. And we're just going to pedal the feet out to stretch down through the back of the calves. And I want you to actively move the hips from side to side, getting some mobility through your hips. That's it. The muscles that support the back. And then come back to center. Lengthen through the spine if you can. Start to draw the heels down. This is the ultimate back of the body stretch, your downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath, draw the belly in. Slide the body forward so the chest is in between the hands. Drop to the knees, release the feet. Elbows come down towards your rib cage, come all the way down towards the floor. And then just take the fingertips outside the mat. We're going to take a baby back bend by pressing into the fingertips. Just squeeze through the glutes and lift the chest. That's it. Open up through the chest. Draw back down. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulder blades. You're going to tuck the toes, push back up, and then push back to downward facing dog. Let's walk the dog again. Just pressing away, lengthening out through the back of the legs, releasing through the hips. Come back to center. Inhale, bring the body forward, knees to the floor. Exhale, chaturanga. Release the feet, hands to the side. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come back down, hands under the armpits. Push up, push back, down dog, breathe. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to make it flow. Are we ready? So inhale, rock forward. Exhale, knees down, body down. Stretch out. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, come back down, hands under the shoulders. Push up and push back, down dog. Now walk the hands back towards the feet and bend the knees as you need to. We're going to take what we call ragdoll pose, okay? So we bring our hands to our elbows and we aim to bring our rib cage down towards our thighs. Drop the head down, relax it out, release it out, and think of lifting up through the sit bones, tilting the pelvis so you get that lovely stretch through your hamstrings. Now, if you can lengthen your hamstrings just a little bit, you'll actually help release through the back muscles. So stretching and lengthening the back of the body from the legs and right up to the back of the shoulder blades. And release the hands down. So we're just going to bring it on down to the floor, just an easy sitting position. Yay, I think we're ready for that staff pose. So bringing the feet together, or if you're new to yoga, take your feet hip distance apart as if you've got your feet up against a wall, okay? Take an inhale breath, and then you're going to exhale your body forward. If your knees start to bend, let them bend, but try to keep your spine long as you reach and pour your chest over the top of your legs. And if you get to your toes, that's great. If you don't, I want you to keep reaching, okay? Focusing on tipping the pelvis forward and reaching the chest long. If you get to your toes and you can straighten your knees, go for it. If you get to here, pull your shoulder blades back, eyes forward, and use your fingers and your toes, so I'm holding onto my toes, as a little bit of traction to gain some more length and some more release for the back. Feels so good. Couple more breaths here. And bring it on up. Now you're going to take your left leg over the top of your right. You're going to try to keep those sit bones, both of them, evenly connected to the floor, to the mat. So the outside of the left foot is edged up against the right knee. Take an inhale with your right arm and then bring the elbow outside the left knee. and just take a gentle twist. Now, if this is quite extreme for you already, the twist, just relax the arm, put it anywhere, okay? Just release it. But if you're liking the sensation of the twist, press the elbow to the outer knee and then start to look over towards your back left shoulder. So you're getting that twisting sensation through the spine. I mean, it's really important to release the back muscles forward and back, but also from side to side. So you'll notice that as you get a little older, that flexibility through the back is compromised. So what we want to do is not give it a chance to get any stiffer, right? We want to really bring mobility into our lives, to heal our bodies. And release. Let's change sides. So left leg long, right foot outside the left knee. Bring the right hand behind you so you're sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bringing the elbow or just the arm to the outside to turn. So if you haven't practiced yoga before and you're thinking, oh, like how long are we in these poses for? Because it feels like a damn long time. I think if you take 5 deep breaths, think of it that way. Just count the breaths. Don't think about the time. Just hook into the breathing. And release. Right, best parts are coming up. Come over, take your feet to the floor and just roll yourself back. And you're going to hug your knees into your chest. And we're just going to release and rotate through the lower back. A couple of circles one way and a couple of circles the other way. About 4 or 5 circles. And then place the feet to the floor. So we've got our last 2 poses coming up, and I did focus on the hamstrings. So take your right leg to the ceiling, keep the left foot to the floor. If you can, you're trying to straighten the knee. If it doesn't serve you because you've had some knee injuries in the past, you've got some stretched ligaments, bend the knee, okay? Now you're going to reach behind the hamstring and you're going to try to straighten and point the toes back towards your face. So you're giving your hamstrings some release. Remember, those hamstrings lengthening help to ease and alleviate any tension in your lower back. If you can, slide the hand up, try to keep the legs straight, keep the shoulders back and the tailbone connected to the floor. And we're going to stretch out that left leg, bring the heel down and then draw the knee into the chest. And then we're going to take the knee across the body into a gentle lying twist. Reach your right arm back. Take your eye gaze. If your neck allows you, take your eye gaze back towards your right fingers. And come back to the center, place your right foot down. Here we go, so it's left hamstring, leg comes straight up to the sky. You're either grabbing behind the hamstring or the calf, whichever it allows you. Whatever your body lets you do. Keeping that right foot connected to the floor and toes back towards your eyes. Nice deep breath. Remember, today's purpose, the mobility practice of today, is to relax through the lower back, to take away that back pain, to help us sleep better. Because anytime we sleep better, it also helps our bodies recover and it helps to reset our hormones. So those hormones that wreak havoc with our daily lives, perimenopause and menopause. And then stretch out that right leg, bend the left knee and bring the knee across the body. Oh, a little bit of vitamin D right here. I have got my sunblock on. But it feels so good to feel the warmth of the sun while I'm trying to increase the mobility in my back. Very compatible. Come back to center, and we're just going to finish off with a happy baby pose. So take both legs straight up, then bend the knees back towards the rib cage. Reach to the outside or the inside of your feet, whatever feels good for you. And then you're just going to draw the knees down towards your armpits. Okay, and then just staying in this pose or rocking from side to side, whatever feels really good. Releasing through the hips, the lower back, back of the shoulders. And then bring the soles of the feet together and bring the feet down towards the floor. So butterfly pose. Now, if that feels really good and you're getting ready to jump into bed, perhaps you could stay here in this Shavasana for a couple of minutes. But if you are moving on to your day because you've got things to do and you feel better because you've stretched your back, draw your knees, come on up. Have an easy seat. And then just lengthen the spine. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the difference. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you feel better. I feel better. I'll see you again soon.